Morning all. What do you get when you cross a cameraman trying to document a 300-year-old building that's going to be demolished in 5 months with some people with serious issues who feel it's absolutely fine to treat you like a slave, like an idiot, to call the bloody plantation owners, the police, whatever, like that, to continue with the slave analogy, instantly, within 10 seconds of being approached, I was being reported to 999. So what you get when you cross extreme hubris with absolute disrespect for someone who is trying to be friendly and collect some photons, you get what you fucking deserve. I'm sorry, guys, over at Carham Hall Gatehouse. I hope this is a lesson for you. Anyway, this is for my viewers. Let's talk about yesterday. And primarily, it was a very sudden cut-off, and I didn't film the cop arriving, I didn't film the cop coming out, and I didn't film the lady who had antagonized me and been very rude. I didn't film her moving the car. But let's talk about what happened. So, as soon as I got blocked in, she's on the phone to the police saying all sorts of things. Oh, this man's being aggressive, he's intimidating, he's harassing me, he's shouting at me. I think the only time I raised my voice in the video was when I could hear her lying to the police, so I spoke loudly so that the police operator could hear my side of things. Because one direct lie she told the cops within seconds was, I've asked him to leave and he's refusing to leave. So I shouted out, I am not refusing to leave, as I was walking back towards my car. Now, when I saw I'd been blocked in, I felt a crime had been committed against me. So false imprisonment, kidnapping, I phoned 999. A lot of commenters saying, Charlie, why didn't you phone the police? I did. Just more to get my call in, to not let the deranged people control the narrative. And I'm going to come to it in a minute, how they certainly tried. So I phoned the police, and unfortunately the police operator, she was quite rude and condescending, and she didn't take my thing seriously. And then straight away she's like, right, what's your name, what's your date of birth, what's your address? And I was like, no, you're not understanding. I want to be liberated from a very sticky situation. I need police assistance. She's like, well, no, you phoned us, you got to tell us exactly who you are. So I gave my surname and said, look. Anyway, 20 minutes later, I phoned my dad. Many people say, why'd you phone your elderly dad? You're an arsehole, Veitch. Okay, fair enough. But my dad is, he's well. He's ill, but he's very well for someone in his situation. And I speak for a lot of men and women out there that my dad has been, is, and will always be my hero. In my youth, in my adolescence, my dad has always been there for me, and he's gotten me out of some very sticky situations. There's nothing like family. There's nothing like knowing you are loved and backed up by the very best people on earth. So, big up Captain Veitch. And no, he's not a military man, he's a merchant navy. That's how he became a captain. He's a oil tanker pilot, and he had some very strong opinions about the evergreen thing in the Suez Canal. And my dad's professional opinion, it was strong crosswinds and shit Egyptian harbor pilots. That's what caused that. So I phoned my dad. My dad turned up 10-15 minutes later. He drove the 6 miles, and my thinking was, my dad will speak to the aggressive woman and she'll see, here's an elderly gentleman. My dad is a gentleman. She'll go, oh my God, what the hell am I doing? I thought my dad would help her see sense, and I'll try and describe it exactly how it happened. My dad was over the fence saying, look, could you please let my son go? And the lady's attitude, she crossed her arms, smirked at my dad in his face and said, no, I want your son to be dealt with by the police. I'm sorry. Basically, she told my 77-year-old gentleman dad, tough shit, old man. I'm gonna fuck over your son. Now, in life, often, you know, there's a concept called karma. And I explained to Lynn and Henry, it's public information, their company Deer Dynamics, they're the two directors. And whilst I was there, it's a funny situation. Her phone rang whilst I was there, and she answered it, Lynn Cruikshanks. And Henry, he's like, no, Lynn, don't say that. And I said, Henry, it's too late, bro. I know you're Henry Falkland Straker Smith, and I know she's Lynn Cruikshanks. So there's a lesson there for everyone. Don't shit where you eat. Don't use your company branded vehicles to false imprison a cameraman. And don't cause so much aggravation, literally, on your doorstep. So I phoned the police, I phoned 999, said, look, I've been falsely imprisoned. Our operator was rude. And so I said, look, okay, thanks for not helping me. So I hung up. And half an hour later, when my dad arrived, he tried speaking to them. They were telling him to fuck off, old man. So my dad said, Charlie, my dad, the voice of reason. He says, Charlie, look, let's go for a 20-minute drive towards Cornhill, towards Berwick. 20 minutes, we'll try and intercept the cop if he's coming. And maybe after 20 minutes, you know, of us not being there, Henry and Lynn will calm down and they'll realize that they're actually acting really badly, and they'll move their car. Yeah, we were wrong about that. They got angrier and even more bloody arrogant as we were gone. So while we're in the car, PC Davies, badge number 1969, which is also his date of birth, lovely gentleman. PC Davies, nice Geordie accent or Berwick accent, I can't tell the difference. He phones me, oh, Charlie Veitch, blah, 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 what's going on? So I explained it. He goes, oh, well, it's a civil matter. I don't want to drive 20 miles from Berwick to do this. Have you tried speaking to the landowner to let your car go? I said, yes, many times. My father is here. He's trying as well, and she's not budging. And he's like, all right, look, before I leave, I'll try phoning her. So as I'm there, waiting outside their property, Henry and Lynn's, I can hear the phone ringing, she's answering it. PC Davies is trying to talk sense into her. It's like a hostage negotiation. Look, Big Red, every minute that this continues, this is going to come back and bite you and your husband. I don't know what the cop was saying. I think he was saying, look, tempers are flaring, you're upset, he's trying to leave, you've kicked him out. This is like a Soviet demoralization situation. Hey, you want to stay out of Gulag? We will put you in Gulag because it's insane. It's insanity. It's the dragon of chaos, as I described. So PC Davies, he was having none of it. But get this, as I'm there, something turned. I don't know what happened, but Lynn and Henry, they upped the ante. They increased the stakes. I don't know what I heard, but they then phoned, or the police phoned them, and she started saying that I was intimidating them, hyper aggressive, going to attack them, that they're scared for their safety. Now this is a couple cleaning their 12-gauge shotguns in the back garden while I'm pleading to be let go. And there's many things I said that wasn't on video. I didn't film the whole thing. I was there for like 2.5 hours. You got 14 minutes. I tried the human touch. I said, look, Lynn and Henry, over the fence, over the gate. I said, guys, you don't know anything about my personal situation. You don't know anything about whether I have children or what situation my children are in. I'd like to go. You can clearly tell I'm not a burglar or a crazy person. I mean, I might give off the air of a rave organizer, but I started talking about my YouTube. I am a cameraman. I do this as my living, blah, blah, blah. She was having none of it. So I then get a subsequent call. Anyway, I'll tell you what I did first of all. I thought, well, what the fuck do I do? So I started getting a bit exasperated. I moved my car up along, you'll see it on the footage in the video yesterday. For about 30 seconds, I had my car up alongside them, so my car was also blocking the gate, so they would be unable to use their own. But then I realized, actually my dad talked me out of it, which made me realize two wrongs don't make a right, and in the court of public opinion, stay calm, don't aggravate. So what I did was I parked my car very slowly and carefully on their driveway, out of the way so they could get in and out. So when the cop arrived, PC Davies, all he saw was a man and his dad stood there calmly waiting for the car to be released. So anyway, coming back to what I was saying, so something changed in Lynn and Henry. I think they increased the level of accusation, shall we say. And I then get a subsequent phone call from PC Davies saying, oh, and I'll try and be very accurate to what he said. He said, he goes, oh, Mr. Veitch, you know, I don't deal with civil matters, you know, like walking on private land, it's a civil matter, nothing to do with the police. But I am traveling now, I'll be there in 20 minutes to deal with allegations of criminality that Lynn and Henry have made against you, that you've broken the law. And so he goes to me, look, please don't go on their property anymore. Remember that everything that happens, they could use against you. And he was friendly. He wasn't like on my side saying, oh, you know what, watch yourself, he was basically saying, don't escalate, just wait, because Lynn and Henry have made criminal allegations about your behavior. And, you know, what the hell, man, it's all on video, well, most of it, all the good bits. So my dad and I waited there a subsequent half hour for PC Davies to arrive. He arrived, he spoke to me briefly. He turned on his body cam the moment he arrived. And he's chatting to me, chatting to my dad. I showed him my credentials, my motivation. You know, what's the motive? Why is Mr. Veitch on private land? Showed him the YouTube, showed him the subscribers. And he seemed very satisfied with that. So he went back inside. He was in the house for 5 minutes with Lynn and Henry. And, oh, it was a great moment when the fluorescent jacketed cop, Mr. Davies, arrives, comes out, and there's Lynn Crickshanks in, you know, with her head held down, with a car key in her hand. And it's great. I stood next to my dad. My dad's like nudging me, going, shh, 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 shh. As in, Charlie, we've won. Keep your mouth shut. So she sheepishly, or deerishly, shall I say, walks back towards the Deer Dynamics vehicle. And she gets in, moves it. As she's moving it back, Mr. Davies gestures for me to go to my car, which I do. And she's already parked it further back and she's gotten out. And as I'm getting in my car, I'm just looking at her going, and she actually looks up and goes, and I stay poker faced. I was like, okay. So I parked outside. Mr. Davies asks, can I please have a chat with you? And I said, that's a polite way. I said, of course you can. So I park up. Mr. Davies then explains that Lynn and Henry showed him CCTV footage of me walking around their property, and they alleged that I was being aggressive and intimidatory? I was intimidating them, which is not true. And luckily, PC Davies, he was 11 years older than me. How do I know this? Because he told me his birth year was his badge number, 1969. And he wasn't interested in turning the fucking middle class fucking passive aggressive bullshit situation. And here's the thing, Lynn wanted blood. She wanted me handcuffed, humiliated, to spend the next 8 hours in a police cell. She was convinced that that is what I deserved, that is what needed to happen, and that is what was gonna happen, which is why she was not budging. She was smirking at my elderly dad saying, your son's gonna get fucked over and I'm gonna enjoy every minute of it. A word I used in the video yesterday was hubris. The incredible hubris, that intoxication of your own importance and power to try and screw someone over. That's all I guess I wanted to say. I'm here facing a wall. So here's the River Tweed, and absolute coincidence. Just want to say God bless you all. And check out, I just noticed it right now, what's on the wall right there. It's not, obviously it's not, but it looks like it. So on that note, we're all on the path to figure out what's going on. I suffer, I have issues just like everyone else, and my YouTube channel is a way for me to try and find meaning. So for the people yesterday, I'm not sorry. You did get exactly what you deserved. And this isn't to say that the punishment goes on and on. This will fade away. People will forget. They'll forget what happened. They'll forget the video. New dramas. I mean, just on the geopolitical stage, the world's heating up politically. So Lynn and Henry, just don't do it again. Treat people with respect. And Lynn, it's all on video. You approach me, I'm like, hi, my name's Charlie, I'm filming, blah, blah, blah. And you straight away phone the police. Think, Lynn. This is Charlie Veitch. On April the 20th, 420. Signing out. Thanks very much for watching. God bless you all.